Today we're gonna be doing a little something some of you might call fantasy booking. Taking the time machine back or forward in time, we gonna be fantasy managing some of our favorite guys of the new wave. Join in on this too. If you got any recommended artists for me to cover on the next one, or a completely different alternative reality of your own, and if you had your way with them's career, let me know what you would do different. I'm curious. On George, I've always wanted to do something like this, but could never figure out how to get it out there in video form, especially without sounding like a jobless parasocial freak pleading a half-cognizant rapper for a job interview. It's probably a dream position of mine, honestly. One of the things I want to get out of this, particularly at times with my favorites, when the things they should be doing are so clear and obvious to you, but goddamn calculus to them, it can get so frustrating and fun. I know I can't be the only one, cause today we gonna be looking over some rappers who could have blown up and or become much more successful, only if
met in Malibu, Oceanside, party.
Look, I could say the typical, if Rino kicked the triple cup of lean, he could stop being lazy, getting him back to his old consistent work ethic where he wasn't just rushing out anything every other month and putting more effort into his albums, continue making some of the best flat out art out of the underground as he was in the first couple of years of his career, and how he could, and given all he's done for this scene, should be bigger than Yeet when you think about it. But how, oh, he's killing his liver, indisputably depleting his health, possibly his pockets is like a 5 or 6 now at best, like he used to be a 9. I mean, he has his moments. These getting groceries out the car, ex-house arrest, ex-in denial, fits ain't helping. On my life, I double dare mans to remake these videos in 2023. He probably won't make it to 30. Blah, blah, blah. Look at the size of him! I mean, while true, it's too obvious. I want to have fun and play with the manager side of things, not the doctor stuff. Because what do I know about that? I leave that to the professionals, okay? I've said it before. He knows that already. But I'ma swerve into another lane, address something totally different, and I'ma say something that I don't think any of you even thought of or expected out of me. I have a suggestion for the next major move of his, let's be honest, pretty stagnant career right now. He's not getting any bigger or smaller, but well, he's in a good place and generally has done it all. But there's only one thing he hasn't done. One skill outside of the music, branding, and marketing. One skill he hasn't conquered for real. One often forgotten as an entertainer, and is funnily enough the one aspect I probably fuck with the most, and that's live performing. And yes, he's done tours, shows, and things like that under somebody else's umbrella, but surprisingly has had yet to headline his own collection of tour dates to help further his artistry, value, accessibility to his fans that want to see him, but can almost never, due to the fact that he just seems to not only have non-stop terrible moment after terrible moment after what the fuck moment with his fans, but is apparently allergic to shows for the most part. He just doesn't do them like that. Drops out of them and just loves to drop these jam-packed albums and never support them with at least a few dates. But even that, okay, he could do a tour. He actually is doing a tour right now. But not just any tour, but one with his motherfucking following season. A tour with Autumn that I would brilliantly call, okay, I came up with this by myself, the Summers versus Autumn tour. Thank you! And I was like, yeah, I know this shit took me all day to think of. Nah, but think about it. I came to this epiphany. No, not that failure. But for the two who started all this to come out together on some Larry Hoover, Ye and Drizzy shit, but underground, and not in support for a nigga who did what? And in front of Luke and them for over 30 dates in the big cities and big states throughout a couple of months. It'd be hard. I'd want to pull up and like, let's really think about it. From them starting this music shit together from the very beginning, finding out about each other from this, evolving as solo artists, having talks of quitting at one point, somewhat having a disagreement with each other, to both of them arguably, matter of fact unarguably, I changed my mind, fighting for best album of the year with both of their best solo albums, no features. Remember how it was back in the day when they was grinding out them hits, when y'all would pour up in water and shit. What the fuck was that? Making music out of their car, you know, like it's poetry. And then no, wrong clip. Audemars Wick and Summer Rino Clancy. It's full circle. It all ties in the lore and could be the final chapter of this fried story, the good ending. blending. It could help both of them grow as performers. Since both of them haven't really done much, I don't even think either of them have done Rolling Loud, which is insane to say. Learning how to work the crowd and becoming a better performer at any other miscellaneous show, already being comfortable around each other, knowing each other as long as they did, it'll easily flow. I mean, it'd be pretty dope to look back on. I mean, just imagine the set list like this. Like, oh my god, it'd be so fire, so nostalgic and beautiful to witness for a longtime fan. Kinda like their Box Fest set, but a little different, with a lot more production and a lot of less bum leech niggas on stage. Like if the DJ's playing something from Retribution 3, something from Parasite would be playing. If they was playing something from Fallen Raven, you know, like they would be using the visualizer from that album, as well as with both of their logos and symbols and known things they've done plastered up on the screen. It'd be so hard. Or when they're playing something like So For Real, you know, like the DJ should just stop the song completely and have Rino sing that bitch like we know he still can, hitting them notes like he did on that one IG live for the one time.
Stop the drugs, but I need yeah. Oh god, I hit that bitch.
You know, or if they was playing something from Ghost, like, you know, but wait. Ghost, nigga, what the fuck? No, you can't be talking about the album. You know what I'm saying? No. You don't mean the album with not one, but 2 Desire features? No. You mean the album with Got That Money on it? Oh my goodness, bro. Ghost. Like, imagine it though. Both of them on either side, and then not a whole high school graduation up there, hyping each other up in the crowd. Then at the end, the DJ asked the crowd who they thought won, Autumn or Summrs. Not on no tension shit to prove something, but you know, friendly competition in the name of putting on a show. You can even bring special guests here and there to perform the tracks they have with them and also their own tracks. Like, you can even try and drag out Kaine for tracks y'all got with him. Fans gonna love that. Kaine need help too, in more ways than one, but staying on live performing, like I'm saying, with his ass, you can't tell if he's auditioning for an extra role on The Walking Dead or what. Performing in some damn boiler room somewhere. And think about it, for real, like, you know what I'm saying, like one last time, with the whole separate sets, having openers and then having the bigger artists go last, it does make sense, and I guess that's what people usually do, take turns and shit, but these niggas have ego, and we're talking the seasons, Autumn and Summrs, that especially at this point, it wouldn't really make sense to have them go one after another, as they really blend in. If you know Autumn, you definitely know Summrs, and vice versa, whether it's with the fact that the flows they be doing on the plug shit especially just mirrors each other so beautifully. They have the same fans, are named after one another, it only makes sense. Summrs' performances right now, while it is rare, he clearly gives a fuck about not only doing good out there, but he cares about his fans, for real. You can see it. As difficult as that may seem to be sometimes, talking to him after the show, like you hardly see any artist do this, especially in the underground. He has an ego. This is a lot. He don't sound too bad live. He's trying. He has solid vocals with no auto-tune, mind you, so fix that, and which I know is baffling to hear when referring to 2023 Rino, but hey, he's still the same man who made When It Rains Part 1. But I still don't know how he hit that note. And while this nigga smokes and puts the worst shit in his body, it's literally forming into a honey bun, I know he still got it in him. While it ain't the same, the intent is still there. Dayro will tell you. Plus, Autumn down bad out here, doing live book readings and shit. He needs your guidance, Mr. BB. I know they probably ain't as close as they used to be. Autumn be kicking it with, you know, RP Dre. Wick be chilling with this generic young black man. And Rino just be recruiting these niggas off the wanted list. But it's only right and could bring them back together. Spark up maybe finally a plug tape together, something that sounds like Put Out 5, please. And it's alright, this might defeat the whole purpose of the vid, but shut up, nigga. I don't see this changing anything drastically blow up wise within their careers and success or whatever per se. I don't see them getting a boost in monthly listeners based off of this, but man, who knows with the TikToks and sounds they could generate from these shows. But I'm thinking more of the direct bag, as nigga fuck rapping and these damn 180 deals, give me my back end. I'm talking more of that, and how how much the fans would love to see it, helping solidifying them in their eyes. It's a 2-for-1 deal that I don't think has ever been done before. It's gonna sell. I mean, I could see it now. Just Autumn performing Still the Same, raw piano version, Rino doing acoustic cuts of In the Name of You, or Dear Mom, or Back to the Basics or something. I don't know, but it'd be so dope, with guitars and drums coming in with their own intros, and while Rino is serenading In the Name of You, some lame ass fan interrupts him, disrespecting Brenda, and then we all curb stomp his ass.
I'm shooting at everything. I'm shooting at everything.
Hey, and while we're talking about tours and missed opportunity, Duwap Kaine will forever be the guy who influenced everybody, alright? Yeah. Or at least that's what they want to tell you 5 times a day. Using that melodic punch and flow on these 9/9 beats that were like no other at the time. He's like a daddy to a lot of these dudes that are really older than him, which is crazy to say. Okay, but that's it. He will be that. No more. But what if I told y'all his career never had to go this way? He could have not been arguably washed at 20. He could have been seen in a much different way than we see him now. You know, like actually up, like way bigger, like probably mainstream, and beyond the few thousand motherfuckers that's been following him since 2015. I know, crazy, right? Take the Elmo freestyle that took off in meme and pop culture as a whole in 2019. And I mean taking it by storm, being used everywhere it felt like. Cause I'ma be real, I knew of WAP and I was tapped in, but for some reason it didn't even click with me that this was him. Mainly cause it looked like just like any other little nigga Mr. Condone's best friend back in the day looking at. Well, I don't know. And I was shocked to find out that it was him. But it made sense cause I think we can all agree the song was hard. The freestyle was hard as shit. Dolphin gang. Whoop, whoop. And I know I'm not alone. It was probably the biggest thing he could have had going for him and didn't do shit with it. Only denounced it. And just for me to find him not embracing the meme, kinda trying to erase it from time, not doing anything with it. And you know what's even crazier to think about? It's technically his biggest song being bigger than anything else he's ever done. Okay, fair. It's an old childish meme. People may not take you serious for or whatever, but you took this picture. Last thing you wanna be is a meme rapper. I get it, cause that's the last thing you wanna be.
Anime bitches, I look at her titties.
Corny ass nigga.
Okay, forget that. But now let's look at why he's even on this video, why he made the list. Okay, and let's now look at Die Lit. Yes, by Playboi Carti, and the 2018 tour he was supposed to be on. Yeah, little did y'all know it gets worse. Confirmed by Candy Paint 1 IG Live, I'm assuming he is hype man to Duwap, and you know, no disrespect or sidekick shit. At the time, he wasn't really a full-time solo artist. He like barely even dropped shit. They were originally supposed to go on tour and open up a few dates for Carti to support him on his first nationwide tour for his 2018 Die Lit album, along with Sheck West. They had the flyers made, dates picked out, it was officially announced, and everything was ready to go. And this was right before Underdog, so this was just off the strength of Carti knowing him and being a fan of the kid. But when the time came closer to the date's beginning, Duwap was surprisingly a no-show, without a word, unprofessionally, canceling his appearances, just not showing up. Disappointing all of Carti's team, fans, and the bookers of those venues, making their job even more difficult to figure out how to substitute him last minute. Later saying how it was no beef or no issues at all with the tour, but that he was just chilling and didn't feel like it. Aww, you didn't feel like it? Did your stomach hurt? What? You need cookies with that pint? Nah, I should ask Rino that for real. Man, why? Man, imagine the bag. Fuck that. Imagine the doors that could have been opened with him opening for one of the most influential rappers of our time. Think of what kind of experience, recognition he would have got doing mainstream arenas with all the producers, executives, artists, and all the important names in music you can think of just waiting backstage, who no doubt would have wanted to work with him or at least have kept their eyes on him. Imagine seeing my nigga on the big stage. Imagine the stories to tell, clips to look back on, pics. Imagine a possible 2018 collab with Duwap and Carti. This all could have led to bro being one of Carti's first signees, the OG Opium member. I don't know. It's clear as day that circle still fucks with him. Imagine. As since then, it hasn't gotten any better. When I did the hot take video 2 years ago, I remember saying shit like how, oh, he's still young, being 20 and has time. Since then, he's dropped a total of 4 mixtapes in the past 4 months alone. If he gets one more and he might tie with Youngboy ass in 2019, I have yet to hear anyone mention one song from? Shit, I just heard about these an hour ago. Y'all probably ain't even know about these, did ya? Nah, bro, I was totally listening to Darkest Days by Duwap Kaine just the other day. Who is this? Motherfucker, that ain't you. That's KSI. See, I kept trying to give him excuses. Back in 2020, okay, he letting his sons have their time right now, even if they disrespectful and wanna go to war over a nigga for real. 2021, nah, he gotta let these new gen kids get they shine, man. Just wait, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they young, like, let them do their thing. Let them get they shine, man. They like 14. This little nigga no older than 8. Let him shine, bro. Just soak it in right now. Soak in all the respect. Smell all the flowers. Next year, you gon' run shit. 2022. Can't get these niggas peace clock 27. Got a fucking gay wanna be big. 2023. Okay, hell no. Who let these niggas in? I always tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's still not as big as he should be by now. And honestly, I don't see it happening. With no viral hits since No Auto-Tune and other goofy songs that people clown on him for, his only big songs are like from half a decade ago. Not much relevance right now with the streams, with all this influence, right? It's like, bro, we can't just keep shoving that narrative down people's throats without something to show for it. At least a hit in recent memory. It's a bad look. I want to give him his flowers and pay my respects, cause he made Disagree, handcrafted No Xanax, sat down and recorded Southside. He started all this shit with Underdog. He founded this wave with his bare hands, but I can't help but feel like he blew it a long time ago, and he'll never blow up, and would just be stuck, getting by. He seems like a great, genuine dude, talks to his fans in the DMs I've seen, always smiling, surprisingly has great teeth despite being opiate dependent, and I don't want to be that dude to say, oh, you fell off, when he literally doesn't have to drop again and could be straight for life. But that shouldn't be enough. He doesn't deserve that. Peaking early is not a good look. Plus, when at that time, 2019, 2020, when he was honestly still making some pretty solid shit, right after a pretty dope run after that Molly remix, there was a time there when he kinda stopped everything and wasn't dropping at least the right music, let alone working with and not doing collabs with admirers of his who were going up like Tekka, Fago, Kobe, etc. Soon to be and at the time well-known producers, people who would have loved to work with him. And it's part of why I'm making this, and what pisses me off is because I don't think you guys remember that summer of 2017 when Santa first started going up and Forever Kaine was his only project on Spotify, when he was in Atlanta and LA with Candy Paint, the uncomfortable but iconic No Jumper interview. He was the hottest young guy coming up right after Lil Pump, running around doing shows at 15 in 2016. From having both X and Cardi fuck with him virtually, to anticipating him growing to being the GOAT of this underground shit, now being the GOAT of this underground shit, and now is just here, not even being respected by the new gen sometimes, saying he's mid as his new shit is kinda whatever compared to the dudes he once inspired to just grow, achieve more, and do better than him. Now it's all a fever dream. Motherfuckers always tweeting and saying every now and then, oh, Duwap from 2016 to 2019, he was something special. When yeah, but that's all it is. And it could have been so much more. This tour being a glimpse of that, but it won't. Because of him. He got lazy, too high, and even admitted it. Duwap was once the cool 14-year-old kid who everyone rocked with almost everything he did as early as he did it, with the world in his hands, with everything laid out for him to do, with a chance to really make something shake, with these memes, trends, viral songs, this tour, and moments every single time just like that, failing to capitalize. Not even doing the bare minimum, remaining largely respected from his once peers, inferiors, and superiors alike, and is now just that 21-year-old underground legend. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Oh yeah, you said you don't fuck with the dreads. How could you?
I don't like to see you cry. Wipe your tears with Benjamin. And they left me out to dry, and now they trying to make a mess. And I'm down.
Rich Amiri, alright, let's talk about him. I haven't done that on this channel already. Healthy Can, as I like to call him, is the picture-perfect artist on paper, right? Unique, Giveon type flow at first, now with more experience in the stew, learning his tone, he's kinda more melodic and abrasive with it, gaining confidence. Has a solid flow on beats from some of the best prods in the scene. A pretty solid catalog so far as I'm concerned. It's fine, honestly. I'd add a few songs to the playlist. He's doing well streaming, gets a viral hit every now and then, is filling up Lil venues, and by that I mean Lil venues, he seems to only get better and more endowed in this music thing as time goes on, and it's crazy to see. First starting off as a fanboy of these guys, I remember the whole infamous thing that happened with Kaine and fucking slightly less deranged Gabby. Brother was out here fighting for Slay like he knew them, leaving on top of death threats in the comments and all weirdo lame shit, and now knows them, is pretty cool with them, and is generally respected by everybody. Except Jace. But who does that nigga like dead ass? But one thing, he's boring as fuck. Cause I wanna follow him, I wanna stay tapped in. He's in his element, in his blonde era making some of his dopest shit, but I can't seem to care about him and what he does. It doesn't do enough for me. It doesn't grab my attention, it's not engaging. His brand is whatever, shit done by many before and seen by millions before that. It's just the typical 4 posts max, 100 following max, story post every few days, drop once a month, barely interactive, standing in the middle of nowhere, hardly posing, looking everywhere else but the camera. And I hate when rappers are like this and do this to their fans. And this can apply to everyone, even some of my favorites and yours, and we gotta accept it. And with the rest of the dudes, you could argue that in their niche, they are their best. But to outsiders, they either sound like another dude, aren't really that good in all reality, or are, but are too boring for them to even care. Obviously, you gotta make good music. That is important, and down the line, it's all people will look back on to remember you for. That's a given. Outside elements can only take you so far. You should not really rely on that. We don't need another Tekashi, please, but a Mabu will slide because it draws you in. He's always on some antics, promoting whatever lies he's spitting in his viral clip, and in ways we've never heard of before. And the music being good is just the cherry on top of this curious cake. Okay, bro might make better music than Mabu, and bro, they all might be more endowed in that genre and, you know, like actually live it. But who are you most enticed to listen to? What MV do you want to click? Who do you want to tap into? The goofy white TikTok kid who's smart as fuck with jaw-dropping videos and wordplay unheard of in this genre? Or these lovely gentlemen? Have you even ever heard of them? Nah, deadass, cause I just had to grab them in real quick for this vid. The snippets of you standing, mumbling your little auto-tune jingles, throwing up any gang sign you can think of, ain't gonna cut it no more. This ain't 2018, 2019. We seen it before. Do skits, shorts, public interactions, some cringe, different shit, doing daily TikToks like Charlie on a Friday. As annoying and enough of enough we've had. Please stop. It's catchy, and you probably know the lyrics to the hook by now. He got a wave, and his shit kinda banging, honestly. Every song becoming somewhat of a success, a hit, never flopping, simply because of how he stays promoting each and every one of them on TikTok to the max. So obviously, strategically, taking the chance to get a TikTok out of this up-and-coming song he wants people to get hyped for every day. I'm pretty sure if you know him, it's from that. And now he's probably one of the biggest TikTok rappers on the platform. I'd be envious if I was some dudes, but I ain't. I'm not a dude. And I mean, don't just put your song there with your face on it just standing there, nigga. Ew, you ugly. Damn near become that TikTok rapper. This David nigga literally made some lo-fi, low quality shit on BandLab, put it up on TikTok, and is up like a bitch right now. He was at Paris eating chocolate covered croissants and shit like that. But hey, I'm not here to explain TikTok's range and power in this day and age. We live it. So try that, or I don't know, something creative I ain't thought of. Not dropping shit like you somebody already. But people will forget about you and just not care anymore after a month or two, for real. You know how fast things move in this era? Just look at me. Y'all ain't heard or even thought of me since the Canon Wick vid I did. I know y'all didn't. And you know, like, I be trying, like, y'all, like, you know, it's just work and my baby mama been trimmed and my shit be burning. It's not just the music anymore. No matter if it's good, great, groundbreaking, genre bending, or whatever, it don't even have to be that good. Clearly, but you need that flair as a personality to connect. Like, hey, think of the currently best, most known fighter, basketball player, actor, rapper. Whoever you thought of initially, half the time isn't actually the best at what they do. Nah, they've just separated themselves from the running, sweating pack that all they know is fight, and fight, not just standing by and fitting in. And you know, someone in there may actually be the best. Someone you and I have never even heard of may actually be be the GOAT of the fight game or the basketball game, the rap game, but we don't know them because they're not doing all they can to connect and make us appreciate them beyond their work as these guys are. As polarizing as they are, they're interesting, get us talking, letting us behind the curtain, getting in our face all the time, staying in the news, having an engaging personality, taking us on an unforgettable journey every day. It's all the same. It's marketing. Stay active, drop, entertain the people, do something that not only adds to the music but the lore, aesthetic, the 70-30 thing or 50-50. Once you got that grip, you've got yourself a cult for life. And hey, prime example, how about them Opium Boys? I gotta give it to them. If they're doing anything right, which is not too much, it's that, giving them enough to the point where they always have them wanting more, somewhat satisfied and still at the tip of their fingers, and wanting more meaningless, fillerful 20-some track albums for whatever reason, but it works for them. Also, I know I may not be the first to say that it's to the point where their impact and influence is so planted that the fans carry them to that success and to this marquee that they're held at, not really doing shit for most of the year, but with all the chatter surrounding their name in all forms of media, you would think otherwise. It's beyond music with them. They're set. And better yet, look at Trippy, the man who done lost his way, lost his spark. In his 2018 era, his best flawless creation in Life's a Trip, compared to now where he can't seem to pick a lane to stay in to save his life, and that all 30-some, 20-some millions of his fans could be satisfied and keep up with. Like the memories I hold from that era of the phoned-in beefs, the dyed red hair, switching girlfriends like damn socks, eating spaghetti off his plaque with the cranberry juice on the side. He got arrested, bro got obese and never came back to form. Like that was a new thing for him, remember? His girl Alex was top 3 out, and hell no, I'm not talking about music. This pick is a classic. Wood. It was fun and I was tapped in without even thinking about it. It made that era. And hey, notice I mentioned nothing about music, but now it's just the music that has to hold him up, as he's just not that same interactive 20-year-old guy anymore, going live every day, doing and saying some stupid shit like he once was. And since then, he's went 1 for 4 in the past 3 years. Damn. But anyway, staying on topic, non-kidney failure could blow with solid music connections. I think being signed with internet money and 10K projects, so he's getting that good promo, that good rub. It's almost bound to with this nigga. No yay! But there's just no hype for him, I see. No real fan base, I feel like. But I can see the vision. He does have what it takes to be a pop rap superstar on Rap Caviar and shit. I wouldn't be surprised. Like take Evolution. Like it really did live up to being an evolved version of the newer white meat Amiri off of For the Better and the Chase EP. It lives up to his title and is damn good, and contains some of my favorite songs from him, where he's at some of his best. Don't Exist, where I think for the first time he's going in and out of falsettos in an admittedly impressive fashion, making it out to being one of my favorites on the tape outside of the single with Tekka. I can't fully get committed to it as there's nothing else behind it. I mean, with the songs, they have no personality and could have been made by anybody else. Fago in his prime would have murked those high notes better than him. But don't get me wrong, it's still great. Like, why ain't nobody tell me about this? Cause I have yet to read a positive comment, let alone see a Rich Amiri fan in public say they're a Rich Amiri fan in their Rich Amiri merch. Chase will be great in the years to come, only if he can learn how to be a showman and entertainer and make us care about the character of Rich Amiri. Who is he? I don't know. And not that he has to put on an image or gimmick for us, but those elements are at least something you should use to draw us in. The music can be great, but anybody can be great. Now with AI or whatever, Heart on My Sleeve would be a platinum song by now if it wasn't a fucking crime. But if the songs themselves lack personality from a human who seemingly has no personality and with no identity to connect to it, what's the point? And while the random Sosa comparisons make me want to shoot this nigga in the fucking face, it's not his fault, and you know, he's still pretty good. He's on the right path though. Recently caught beating the snot out of some drunk dude who almost hit him with his car, saving his career and lives. I see his team and label pushing him, getting him on meme pages all over Twitter on No Jumper. He's always in the studio. He's grown on me, and y'all, everybody loves Amiri now. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. everybody. All of a sudden, I'm still not necessarily a fan, but I do respect and look to his persistence, taking a huge part in his popularity as of late. Cause despite all the hate he was getting last year and the year before that, shit a couple of months ago, he still kept going. Ain't Nothing is genuinely probably one of the best songs to come out, not only from him in a while, undisputably being his best song yet, but the best out of the underground this year, hands down, on me, on baby, on Ja. And if for some reason you probably ain't heard of it, one, you're missing out, and two, it's probably for reasons explained here, which kills me because the music is really good. But nowadays, and this is a sentiment I agree with, you need something to back it up. Because if we want good music, we'd listen to Drake. Yeet. I'll make something for y'all if you really want me to, or somebody else. But what makes you you? That's what's really important. That's what separates you. That's what he needs. But I don't know, because right now, Rich Amiri is boring.
Get your hair did. I'm hitting good, my money green just like asparagus. Lil Tracy broke his shit, boy, you hilarious.
And it's funny that I bring all that up about Amiri, as it can all correlate directly to my second favorite rapper of all time, behind Eminem. No, that's not a joke. Lil Tracy. Another underground goated influence who's undoubtedly made his mark even in the mainstream. His case is really different in the fact that thou is not a youth or a new gen in any way of the sorts. He's pushing 30. Ain't the same coked out mans, I think, that he used to be and once was like 8 years ago. And is a vet, a made man in this thing. Has made his mark and is considered to be a legend, with at least a well-known song that you've at least heard of. These are his past 10 releases, which if you know are goated. But one problem, they all range from 2020 to now. Saturn Child is goated, his best tape in a while, but nobody was even talking about it because he wasn't talking about it. I swear it was on his page for like a week, and despite him announcing and teasing it, motherfuckers thought it was a surprise drop. And then that post was gone. Like we supposed to just go out our way and search your name and look for it, find it ourselves. Nigga, do you know what era we're in? I could get me a big booty busty Brazilian ball crushing bitch all within a few swipes, and you want me to go and find your little album? I mean, he did an MV for 1 or 2 of the songs, with, mind you, better cuts on the project that deserved a video and could have easily been a bigger hit and followed up on Heavenly, transitioning into See You in Hell, but that was it. You need to be consistent too, and I got some nerve to say that. Motherfuckers get too comfortable not dropping because it worked for 2 guys ever. And when I say consistent, I don't mean just dropping tapes out the ass, not like the Elmo freestyle rapper, but drop a song like twice a month, 2 tapes a year at least. Keep us up to date, interested, like Tracy did back in the day when he was more relevant than ever in 2016, 17, 18, 19, when he was still making goated music every month. And even if he did drop a dud every now and then, it didn't matter because there was probably gonna be another drop next week that's even way better than that, could make up for it. And going back, that dud of a track could possibly grow on us. I don't know, just keep it going. He looked dope as hell, and when he practically gave us the entirety of Anarchy before its release, with every single snippet showing every hook, burst, bar, everything, into that's now considered in high regard one of the best emo rap releases of all time, and his best solo released album. The snippets, tour, cowboy shit he was on, the Uzi remix is an era and time in my life that I'll never forget. And he's just as good as he once was, just more mature, refined, and up to date. So imagine if he kept that pace up in drops and was constantly on your feed, making it onto the blog pages. Like I remember that 2018-19 period, he would just be on live every day some shit. And now, he got the nerve to make me want to wait a year for a 2-minute SoundCloud Lucy. That's good, but no. But his case is different, I guess. Thy is now living swell off those peep checks. Ever since those SoundCloud classic mixtapes and songs just started re-releasing on streaming services, you deserve it, go. I still love to see him drop more, but it's fine. New era, new time to listen to new people. 5 years later, let some other niggas shine. He has snippets that could be released and become pretty big songs for him. A fucking unreleased Claro and Blink 182 joint. Cole Bennett video, like come on, but it's okay, it's fine. I swear.
I'm gonna break my monitor.
At least he ain't go outside, cause he's doing all these tours every couple months, performing primarily popular Gus collabs for 30 minutes, not even attempting to fight the Peep's sidekick allegations, when if you know he can stand alone on his own as a solo prominent artist, at least in this scene. He's too good and still is, but you kind of forget after a while, cause it's not exciting anymore. And I'm sure the people would see that out of Tracy only if he saw it himself. he need to go broke again, bro. Who's with me? Let's rob his ass. And it's like, Tracy, for me, I don't know if this is the end of an era or just a 2-year-long hiatus, a long-ass honeymoon phase with these damn peep royalties, or what. All's eyes knows is we are in a drought, and all of this really just goes against what he said in one of his last interviews with a big publication, where in the beginning of 2021, he said now more than ever is where he wanted to prove that he's a star. So yeah, like, motherfucker, drop. You ain't doing nothing else, clearly. Come back whenever you want, on whatever timing you gonna be on. It wouldn't matter. But he's a made man in this shit. He deserves it. Could come back and make a hit at any time, really. At least we have what he has done. You can't complain there.
Diamonds stay hidden like no shit. Was just in the cool with a bad bitch. My money stand tall like a stick. I know her big booty fake, this shit plastic.
It's Dom Corleo. Now, believe it or not, Dom does have his own sound, kinda. Hey, stop laughing. It may be kinda hard to tell sometimes, as it seems like he doesn't even know himself, but I would definitely say he's in his zone somewhere in between his Penthouse Shorty sound, of course, you know, and like Wake Up, those kind of rage sound, you know, Ginseng, the shit that blew him up, and then a secondary or a mix of the slower vibe, like Feel Me and that Drank in My Cup sound. He could have that side A, that main sound, kinda hype shit, that trendy sound, which could help lead him into the mainstream, then the R&B sound, which he's like really good at. That could help him solidify his spot there. Oh yeah, and don't sleep on Hype. That joint's hoofa. That sound suits him well. It's kind of like in between those. It's like when you pick it apart, bro is really different, but you wouldn't tell because his personality isn't even unique. I mean, he's the only dude in history to get bitches and still look lame with them. Got my damn co-worker staring blankly into space, busy trying to play up to an image and crowd that's already owned and done by other more popular people than him, then showcase his true self, his true talent. If anything, it's part of why he gets the hate he does. It's never the music.
XD took away when intention to use. I do what I want when I do what I do. Trust me, I got nothing to lose. Touch me, and your life you will lose.
Hey yo, I just came up with the perfect plan. Check it. You see, if Chris could just turn his mic off, close the laptop, matter of fact, go to SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere where he's posted his music, delete all that shit, especially that Blood on the Leaves remix that really helped me appreciate that Kanye song. It would be so dope, man. Like, it's like such a great career move. Like, and you know what I'm saying? I always liked him, but if he could just stop, like right now, like take a break, like a very long one. Please, like, you know, like not quit or nothing, cause like, you know what I'm saying, like what? But I mean, I'm saying, like, I don't want that. Like what? We wouldn't want that now, would we? But like you know what I mean, like but just listen to this.
I'm trying to get to it, but I'm trying to get to know you better. I don't mind your time with me, I'm cool.
What's funny about this one is Jace has already touched mainstream success. Y'all know this, I ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
He really went up early 22 with Come Here in that whole Skipless Leak Volume 4 EP with I think almost every track on there, and if not, then everything else he's dropped since that EP, doing massive to exceptional numbers, as well as aiding him in getting a viral TikTok sound every now and then with just his music. And this was definitely the case with 556.
Green tip 556 in a blick too. Oh, he lack. Suck him, suck you.
Wow, that beat is really a goofy ass, and it was cool to see a genuine hot-headed talent coming up and out of the underground almost, and I think was almost really the runner-up, and really was that second place next to Yeet, or third, cause this bitch ass. I had faith in you. Almost up out of here. The music was great, probably some of the most solid. Never disappointing you with any drop. It never got stale. He was consistent. I swear he probably had and still has the best ratio of hits to misses when comparing him to some of the most stand-up dudes of all time we've talked about today. But all that would be on the line when on May 8th, 2022, I remember it like it was just yesterday. I was just about to abuse my shit, like brutally trauma, when I got the Bob notification talking about Jace snitch, and I said no. I fell to my knees with my pants down. And the reason why he's on this list is because while he's still relevant thinking about it, immediately if that situation never had happened, he would have been bigger. Because it was a hit at first. To his manhood, career, and loyalty to dudes, all the people and fans were calling him a rat. I know y'all remember that first day when this all came out. And then eventually we all kind of grew up and realized, oh wait, what the fuck?
I'm white.
We're all suburban niggas with mundane lives with no parts in this type of shit. So, Siri, play Top of the World, please, and thank you. But if he didn't snitch, cause he did, I mean, right guys? We have all agreed, come to the notion and consensus that brother was in there giving social security numbers, damn full names, birthdays, fucking Instagram usernames. Why? No matter what type of paperwork this dude wants the holy man to hand down himself, you did it. And you did try to help rob a dude for some shit y'all literally making a day's worth of streaming. And he did lose that Cole Bennett video for the 556 Industry remix that the whole underground was talking about. And that was kinda ass for real. I mean, Set did his thing and Master Chef, but
Hey boy, you see me, nigga, wet 'em up like PP.
imagine all the playlisting would have got him though. The immediate push it would have given him. Connections he would have got from that, leading to possible later features and huger placements down the line. I mean, Uzi name dropped him on that one joint, X2 or something, but that's only because I don't even think he knows. Once he does, best believe he's gonna mute that part of the song forever. Y'all saw what he did to Roddy Minimum Wage, undoubtedly having a Billboard charting song by now, possibly a plaque, and God knows who else with all that. It probably would have led to something with bigger industry cats hitting his line and DMing him on the daily, like a YBX Jace tape. Oh my god. But songs like that, and especially from people of that nature, will probably never happen due to this situation, as silly and misunderstood as it may be. Stupid ass nigga gonna shoot a gun in the air to stop a fight. What, in the Tokyo Drift race competition? Man, just get in there yourself. He snitched, bruh. He's a rat. By definition, he was down with some dudes, did a crime with them, and gave up valuable information for the better of himself. By definition, he is a rat. And it was hard to accept for a while, man. It really was. And that was mainly because I never pictured him being in that situation, doing that. Snitching, like, you've done crime yourself in the past. You rap about not fucking with that, but it happens. Get over it. People say it don't matter, and I guess you're right, because Lil Mabu was like the hottest up-and-comer this year, and it's probably gonna be XXL freshman by next year. Gunna literally had Song of the Summer, and to this day, Jace is still doing alright for himself. But I just want to see what it could have been if he didn't go and literally take the notebook from the detective and start handcrafting, sketching, beautifully depicting Rino and them 3 seconds into the interrogation, because it no doubt could have been something else. Bigger, with a wider range. Cause if you know Jace, he not only types paragraphs to describe his albums, like who the hell typed this, man? But he prides himself on being a versatile artist, doing rock, pop, indie, alternative, ambience, what the fuck? But when you break it down into his crack form, it's really just his melodic side and his no auto-tuned, hard rap, gangsta, street style, which 556 falls right under, and is why all those guys with a very similar upbringing wanted to hop on it themselves. That would have been one perfect lane he could have easily swerved into. You know what I'm saying? Like, only if you just calmed down for a second, took a breath, and said, I want my lawyer, or called me. I got the perfect hookup on this hug juice. Man, like I'm telling you, I know this one nigga down the block, he owe me, I could get you a deal. And him being an asshole, starting shit with everybody ain't help. Beefing with everybody. I mean, who hasn't he dissed yet? Come on guys, help me out. The situation itself was just lame because all of y'all are good kids, coming from even better homes. Niggas had home cooked meals, a caring, loving, wholesome family. Now y'all trying to keep up this dangerous, risky image. I mean, Jace might be an exception, being a Crip and all. It fucked y'all up, all y'all. Got y'all rocking gadgets on y'all bodies at all times that they still be outside with. I mean, what's the point? We gotta make jail not cool, cause it's fucking up they name, rep, got them looking ungrateful for the lifestyle and environment they were truly raised in and are in now because of the raps they've produced. Desire, you made YouTube videos for a while. I remember seeing your Summrs vlogs and reactions back in the Slay era. You did lyric prank vids. I saw you do the Zayn Malik lyric prank. That shit was fire, my nigga. I was entertained. I smashed that like button. Oh shit. Summrs, do I even have to bring up any more footage? That just seems to be coming out the ass nowadays.
Tummies in my fucking stomach.
And shit, just look at Cam for a couple seconds. That should make you laugh. Even though he ain't done shit for like a year and a half, I don't know. I'm sorry. We gotta get it through their heads and in y'all heads that jail and crime is not cool. Yeah, no. Especially for y'all being as young as y'all are, with a bright future and kids who admire y'all. You know jail sucks, right? Like you stay in one room for 20 some hours out of the day. You gotta smell niggas shit. Now he continues to beef with everybody over everything and with things that have nothing to do with him. Got niggas pouring their heart out to you, freaking out over some shit you you know ain't true and truly don't give a fuck about, still trying to put motherfuckers in jail. And then when he gets called out on the BS, he pulls the obligatory, I have a daughter. Coppin', please, oh my. No matter if he did get peer pressured to help commit an armed robbery and assault, he fucking told, alright? Whilst playing a part in it. That is snitching. He is a rat, by definition, whether if he ever wants to admit it or not. What I will say is, bro is not finished. And while this whole section and all that I've been saying, cause yes, all of this did cause a misconception in many thinking he would fall off or already did. Messed up his chances. He's not as hot as he was when Kamir and 556 dropped. But he's not finished, and it's actually still going strong, building up again just fine, like it never happened. And with his new shit like Ghost Style, Lil Key, Ben, that whole Reverence tape was solid, still getting very good numbers. Shit is good. Jace shouldn't have snitched, and he'd be bigger than he ever was before. And that 556 remix would have done wonders for him on playlist, and that Cole Bennett video was confirmed for it, with all those street guys on there, even though the song is kinda ass to me. I don't know if it's the mix.
Bringing that sack in, don't want no 20s and back in.
Whatever, it would have been everywhere. Look at what Cole did for Yeet with the still counting and popping videos. Those were huge, and that could have been Jace and then some with all those big name artists on there. In it, doing that and snitching, he isolated himself from that sort of group of people. And like I said, we got Mabu and Gunna, yeah, but even those guys probably can't even get features from them anymore and kinda have to keep a closer circle of dudes they can make music with. It's limiting, not career ending. I mean, the streetiest dude of them all, Lil Tyler co-signed him, but it'll probably never work with him because of this blockage. Fans will go spamming it in his comments, he'll find out sooner or later. That really could have been Jace's lane to merge into the charts with. People don't see it, but in a way, he definitely did sign a large portion of hip-hop fans away with that statement he made, blocking out a huge portion of fans and the industry. That little street rap section that's huge again and is kinda running shit. They could have fucked with him and were, but won't ever, because this will follow him. He hasn't blown up and gone mainstream, but contains all of the abilities it'll take, and it's all his doing. Time and time again has gotten in his own way, and apparently he's aware of that. Forget all this, bro gotta get his mind right.
Bitch make her come right. He talking shit, see the sunlight. He try to run up, he see this.
This shit brings fucking tears to my eyes, man. Now, if y'all ain't know, Kobe is not putting up them triple doubles like he was back in the day. Mainly because he's dead, bro. But not just that one, that GOAT. Rest in peace to Kobe, Gigi, and all those 8 passengers on the flight, you know what I'm saying? But I really meant this one. SSGKobe. What does that mean again?
So, SSG stands for Super Saiyan God. I'm a big anime. Whoa. Yeah, whole different.
That's it?
Kobe,
lame. Now motherfuckers be blatantly disrespecting him in his comments and not knowing the right way to show support. This is hands down the funniest shit I've seen all year. Cause if you didn't know, everyone says this dude is done for and there's no possible way of a comeback. He's canceled, you know, and he should have got canceled. You know, like he deserved every single bit of it long ago for this unforgivable, harmful, traumatic travesty thing that shocked us all to our core, despicable, degenerate act he did at Rolling Loud. Oh my, bro, it is Thrax, not take a step back. Did a nigga just say boo to your rage? How did you even get that high? That's how you know niggas is young for real. Niggas is babies in this bitch. Surprisingly, it wasn't for that, but for like one of those SA grape allegations that, you know, everyone and they mama got in the underground, you know, no proof or police involvement at all, but making sure to use all those Twitter characters. The story sounds more like lack of communication and regret to me, if that awkward teen shit. But yeah, anyway.
We had sex in the studio, we had sex in the studio.
That's not what we're here to talk about. That's not even what got us here. I ain't here to waste no time. Serious inquiries only around here. Where did it go wrong? How? That run he had in 2021 was just smooth. Everything went according to plan. He was on a good track, I felt like, before just dropping great music, staying out the way, not really in the news much, but for music going up. Shitting on these boys in silence. Racking up streams, getting playlisted, with one beautiful drop after another. Here's a couple I could just think of on the spot. Like on Blown out of my mind when he held his own with the Seasons, probably being his breakout when he proved himself in the scene, honestly. Nurse, I remember that kicking off everything as far as his mainstream endeavors went. Got that Aiden cosign, whatever weight that holds. Late Night with Fago, wish we got more from him. Underrated duo. MIA, Sandlot, Caddy, Don't Miss, that Night Before Cole EP with Tired of Me, probably my favorite on there. Y'all sleep for real. F&F, but with the OG second verse, some leaks. I even somewhat regret making that vid on the EP, as listening to it now, it's pretty good, flawless, promising at least. I don't know what I was on about. I might have been bitchless. Who knows? I ain't that now, but I tell you, y'all don't want to see the vids on my phone. But it was just a little too soon and harsh for me to be making, and for me to even mistaken it for being a dud in his career. A mistake. Cause all that was beautiful. I apologize, Cole. Oh wait, he probably didn't get that. I apologize, Kobe. Cause all that was beautiful and showcasing his versatility in those 20 to 30 some minutes, trying to give us a taste of what was to come now that he was up. We was eating, how stupid of me, and hyped for whatever was to come next. Mariah Donda is a masterpiece, no doubt my favorite of his, and probably one of my favorite pieces of music ever. Real shit. Words can't even begin to describe half of what I feel when I listen to this. He was better than Fago on job. Everything was going right with not a single left turn. He had all these singles leading up to this Euphoria tape that he was always promising was on the way, teasing us for a year and a half with it. Cole also had not one but two co-Bennett vids, a Yachty collab followed up shortly by an even better Trippy collab, and I wouldn't even be shocked, mad, or surprised whenever these big moments with big people with bigger artists came up. His team in alliance with Zach Bia seemed to be doing everything right, getting in places he had never been, adjusting him to this fame and lifestyle, monthly drops leading up to the album coming soon. He was popping, and I feel like I saw his face a lot more often than not, especially around that late 2021 era. But building hype, they apparently decided to wait to release Euphoria to build on that anticipation, like look at Whole Lotta Red or whatever, and kept waiting. And kept waiting. And waited some more. Waited a little while longer. Waited a little bit longer. We getting closer, Oh, never mind. That's just the IG story telling us to wait longer. Okay, and some more waiting, and okay. Oh yeah, Frank Ocean is proud. While he was busy telling his fans to DM him, everybody around him were catching up, younger niggas included, dropping more shit that was hotter than his, and he would start to see that, and we would start to see some of the first problems bubble up between him and his team. Take the time when no one from his team picked him up from the airport, as he was left waiting in the blistering cold for them for 4 hours, and they just said yo in his IG live, or the time he kinda got in a heated physical fight with his road manager or something. People forget that, and after a while, there was nothing. For after Escape Your Love with Trippy, great song by the way, I could swear there was no more drops after that, for until about 6 months later, when by now in this era, we're already in a new era. I swear like Lone was coming up. When he did drop, it was different stuff and sounds I could honestly care less about coming from him. I just wanted Euphoria, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that. When he should have been in the studio grinding, not grinding, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let me stop. Euphoria should have came a long time ago. We should have been past that era. That could have been 2 to 3 tapes ago. Then now he falls to irrelevancy due to inconsistency and going ghost, had no new hits, and is now apparently a professional grape surgeon. Fucking great. And even when that came out, his former team denouncing him, shitting on him, talking about how they don't support that shit. Y'all see why I left? Like, whoa there, buddy. I didn't even know you was with him. And what happened? Like, whoa. How? I mean, bro, I really hope all is good with bro mentally. For real, because he did not deserve all that to happen to him as fast as it did, especially when it's so clear what to do with him. How did it go so wrong so fast? Like, did y'all know he dropped a tape? Yeah, Kobe, SSG, with this many followers and this many monthly listeners, like 2 months ago. Yeah, like, what the fuck is this? What am I looking at right now? And I'm sure it's great because, you know, talent don't go. And because some of his recent kinda low-key shit on other pages is pretty damn good. But even then, it's not with that same drive and push that made it all exciting in the first place. These random drops with fucking Discord mod usernames and shit. But I don't care. He should have been deep in the studio a long time ago, head down. And no, I don't mean that. I mean mean, like by himself. And apparently it and a bunch of his other new music is no longer under the same Field Trip Recordings label, so he got dropped. B is managing Yeet now, so it's no sweat off his back. Needless to say, the streams went down, engagement on his socials as far as likes and plays on SoundCloud go. How did this happen? How did y'all fumble his career? Field Trip? All y'all had to do was drop when it was time, when it was early 2022. Try to cover up these loose ass false Twitter and IG convictions, get to the facts, spread that, and get the bag. Cause this man could have been a generational talent. It was possible. Maybe even on some X shit. You happy, bro? He was so good. He was so fire. And Vine, a kind-hearted person, and still is a good guy who ain't do nothing wrong. I'm standing by that. And just got hold and the wrong cards dealt and counted out so quickly. I'm still listening cause talent don't go with relevance, but damn, how? It was so simple. Do what was working for him before y'all, for him. And despite all this, he still hasn't dropped Euphoria or the songs that were planned for it. I don't know if the label has locked them away somewhere in a cage with the key in there, but if not, it's like, hello, what is it gonna take? Go to the studio. Fuck. Like, imagine if he were to drop in mid 2022, which would have been the max wait, cause fuck. But also when Autumn dropped GC2, Rino dropped the Bible Part 2, Fago dropped some bullshit. Then he drops like boom, a project with MIA, Thrax, the song with Trippy, Caddy, and with some more new stuff that's fresh and even better. It probably would have softened the blow that this hit and those allegations were leading to the pitfall in his trajectory. Like, you really gotta feel bad for the boy. His team was shit and incompetent and very not solid. They waited too long. That was not what they should have done. It's like he got on because of how much he put out. So why do anything different than that? And then turn your backs on him when shit goes sour after the hits he did produce for these fucking labels. It's to the point where I get mad and flustered up about it, cause he was one of the few I had faith in. I followed him in his career, always tuned in on whatever he was doing, was excited about SSGKobe and him blowing up and going mainstream, made a whole video about him. Y'all know I don't do that often, cause with that sentiment and time I put into all I talk about in my vids, y'all should know by now the time it takes and how much I truly have to be interested and care about some shit into doing a whack ass hit piece on you. And I advocated for him, rooted him on silently, documented his history in a way with that video to get even more mainstream. He was the one I was counting on and was looking towards the things in his already kinda mainstream career to go even further. Shit, some songs with Lavoy would have been nice. He'd be down, I think, if they just linked. And a Juice WRLD posthumous release. I mean, he did make the better version of Blood on My Jeans. I'm sure Bibby will take it. And it's frustrating, it's fucked up. Cause when you think about it, the shit was really out of his control and not true. Not proven at all. It's so obvious what they should have done with him and his guaranteed success to come with the way they were going. And bruh, now I don't even know anymore. I don't know what he can do by himself now. Cause even in that sense, I can't blame it all on them. There must have been something he didn't do right. But if it hadn't been for the miscommunication between him and his team, poor management, the wrong way going about these allegations, Cole would have continued having a clean reputation with the public, be more open, hopefully more consistent, have little to no scrutiny. I mean, he was squeaky clean before this, and be in the good graces of everyone. Who knows, maybe one of those big name features by this guy or that guy would have done something for him. No matter if he made another solo hit or not, which is always good and never a bad thing to reach for. I really hope he goes up, cause he didn't deserve it, man. Not like this. Oh yeah, and why this nigga look like SSG West nowadays? And shit, well, what's up with that? I know I ain't tripping. I don't know. What y'all think for part 2? Comment some other rappers and ideas you have that they could use, not just for blowing up and going mainstream. I mean, it could have led to that, but think more successfully and fulfilling as an underground artist to the fans. Things they should have done as an artist by your lead, with your call. You the manager, okay? And I'ma see y'all when I see y'all.